If 1600 to-do list poems was 1900 notes toward a poetry and poetics and/or performance and performativity of logical and/or transecological if-then statements. If 1600 perfect SAT scores was 1900 constitutional and civil liberty rights bills that actually passed both the House and the Senate. If 1600 school-to-prison pipe dreams was 1900 undeferred law degrees granted to individuals in the service of the NAACP. If 1600 boxes of pre-sharpened number 2 pencils was 1900 easy-to-use adaptive technology calculators plus a little extra time. If 1600 psychopathically opportunistic profit-motivated algorithms was 1900 radically trained social justice motive revolutionary AI. If 1600 fantasies of American MeritARKcrisy was 1900 actual arc of New Mexico advocacy and civil rights protection organizations. If 1600 unregistered and untraceable young ghost guns was 1900 unassailable and unacknowledged spirit dances with Rez Dogs. If 1600 Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin's was 1900 Volodymyr Alexandrovich Zelensky's. If 1600 volumes of 116 neoclassically descriptive, ideologically fascist cantos was 1900 volumes of 119 modernly imperative politically radical revolutionary letters. If 1600 performances of Hamilton, the musical was 1900 performances of The Haunting of Lin-Manuel Miranda, the ghost story. If 1600 banned books taken from our school libraries yesterday was 1900 of those same banned books plus 300 more that the censors missed freely given to every public school, every library, and every prison currently without a library in the United States today. If 1600 zero tolerance policies was 1900, how have we failed you initiatives? If 1600 juvenile justice incarceration centers was 1900 educational, career training, and health and wellness youth centers. If every $1,600 spent on firearms in the United States today was $1,900 spent on nonviolent peace initiatives in the United States both yesterday and tomorrow. If 1600 unnecessary COVID-19 deaths was 1900 lives saved through the responsible preservation and protection of life-sustaining natural resources under United States Code Title 16. If 1600 pounds of non-recyclable waste material was 1900 pounds of material you weren't induced by consumer capitalism to purchase in the first place. If 1600 commercial variations of one basic sugar to starch to animal fat formulas once in TV dinner was 1900 organic varieties of beans, corn, and squash grown in your own backyard or neighborhood garden. If 1600 animals killed for sport was 1900 animal rescue organizations each supporting 1900 otherwise unemployed post-incarcerated workers. If the 1600 times you were told, sorry, I can't read your handwriting, was the 1900 times you were asked, would it be easier for you to type this up at home and return it to us tomorrow? If the 1600 times you were left for dead by those 1600 who had a fear of something or other was the 1900 times you were found and rescued from death by those 1900 who had no fear of anything or another. A 3-line coda 2 of 1600 to-do list poems was 1900 notes toward a poetry and poetics and/or performance and performativity of logical and/or transecological if-then statements, with a number 3 here representing the difference between 16 and 19, and hence by analogous conceptual implication and inference, the difference between 1600 and 1900. If you hear from Ishmael, then call me. If you manage to reach us either here but perhaps without there, then see all of the above configured below on the other side of just out of reach and all of the beyond the already just before you leave, open parentheses I almost said, teach, close parentheses. If you make it to Jimmy's Access platform, the one labeled B as L, try to catch the SDTAT this way forward and then the TTS the other way back, and finally if your von Neumann universe really manages to experience all of that, then please, please, Please just don't forget to seal your 3 letters of recommendation on your way, far, far,